Hey guys, head coach Robert Gray here with Victory Performance. We are in our phase 2 of our COVID-19 home training program. So we're on week 1, day 1 here in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, today we're starting out with a 3-minute jump rope, and then we're going through our mobility and activation series. If you guys have the PDF on your phone or on your computer, you can easily click on that activation series,
Hey guys,
and this
Robert
video
Gray.
will pull up for you guys, okay? So once you complete the jump rope and mobility and activation series 1 for the day, we are into our metabolic resistance training session. Okay, so this circuit has 6 exercises. You'll complete each exercise for 20 seconds, and then you'll rest for 20 seconds before moving on to the next exercise. Okay, so you'll complete 6 rounds of each exercise, moving one after another. So we have ISO single leg Haiden, we have hollow holds, CL lateral lunges, bird dog row, single leg overhead good mornings, and then finishing with push-ups. Again, you'll work your way one by one down the list until you've gone through that circuit A through F for 6 rounds. Okay, and then we'll finish with our ISO hold, and we'll finish with our ISO hold finisher. We have three different holds here. We have our ISO single leg calf raise for 60 seconds. We have an ISO single leg W raise for 45 seconds per leg. And then we'll finish with a single leg high plank for 45 seconds, same thing per leg there. Okay, once you're done, make sure you guys are going through any corrective exercise you've been given as your cool down. All right, guys, once you're done with that, you have finished week 1, day 1's training session.
Okay guys, so you just finished your warm-up, your 3-minute jump rope, and your mobility and activation series number 1, and we're ready to go on our metabolic resistance training circuit for the day. So today we have 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off for 6 rounds through the circuit. Okay, we have 6 different exercises. Okay, we'll go over them all right now. The first one is an ISO Haiden. Okay, so what that means is that when we land, we're going to hold the landing on each jump for 2 seconds before going directly into the next jump. So this is what it will look like. For 20 seconds, you're going to go down, 1, 2, jump, 1, 2, jump, 1, 2, jump. Okay, trying to ensure good stability, good control, and confidence in your ability to land stably, but also without any pain or discomfort or hesitancy. Okay, your second movement for your metabolic resistance training circuit is a hollow hold. So, a hollow hold can really start out in the same position that we would be in for a dying bug. Okay, the difference here though is that instead of only going one arm, one leg, at this point, we're now going to go both arms, both legs. Okay? The goal here is still to keep the low back flat while we have our ribs kind of driven down a little bit, a slight crunch to create this hollow effect in the front half of our body. Now, bent knees will be much easier than if you do this with straight knees. Okay? Again, the variation you choose is determined by your ability to hold position. Okay? So, if your low back is not flat with your legs straight, then that variation is too challenging and you need to bend your knees to some degree. Okay? Luckily, you have a lot of a really easy ability to adjust intensity with this movement. Okay? So, after the hollow hold, we go into CL, lateral lunges. Okay? For the entire interval, you're going to stay on one side. Okay, so if you're going to step to the left, you'll have the weight in your right hand. Okay, and as we step out and lower into this, we're going to think more of a squat-based pattern. as opposed to a hinge. Okay, so you'll see my hips dropping low, my chest staying up. Okay, as with every drill, this tends to be one of those drills where we struggle with this. We need to stay braced, right? And really the 2 points, the 2 moments that we can emphasize is that moment your foot hits the ground, are you braced? And that moment that you start to drive up, are you braced? Okay? So we're maintaining that. Again, you'll do 1 round on your left side, then the next round on that movement, you'll do it on the opposite side. Okay? Once we're done there, we're on to our bird dog row. Okay? So for our bird dog row, it's valuable to find something to elevate yourself on, right? So if we were in the gym, we would do this on the bench here. Okay, and have our hand dropping below the bench so that we could go into a full row, okay? So if you guys have something that you can elevate your body on to do your bird dog, go ahead and do so. I'm going to show you right now on the floor, okay? You guys can make the appropriate adjustments. So our bird dog starts in that quadruped position. We're on all fours, hands directly under our shoulders, knees directly under our hips, okay? From here, if I'm going to row with my left hand, then I'm going to lift my right leg back behind me, okay? So this right leg is elevated through glute tension. That's what supports that leg coming up, okay? And I'm bracing through my torso, just as I do with any other drill. And then from here, for 20 seconds, okay? We'll go into our row. On your next interval there, you'll switch to the other side, okay? Again, with all of these movements, especially on the first week, the focus is not getting as many as you can. It's how are you executing each rep. Was there a level of consistency, or was there inconsistency from rep to rep, right? We want to be consistent before we go looking for any level of intensity, okay? All right, after the bird dog rows, then we have single leg overhead good morning. So a little bit of weight on this goes a long way. I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds. I've got 5 pounds here, and I'm a little nervous that this is going to be too challenging for me. So I'm going to shift over onto my left leg. Okay, this is going to be very much like a single leg RDL. The only difference is instead of the weight down low, it's now going to be up over our head with our arms straight. Okay, so I've got my weight shifted, I've got my arms overhead, and I'm holding on to my brace as hard as I can. Okay, from here I'm going into that hinge. Okay, going for 20 seconds. Again, just like I said a minute ago, it doesn't matter if you only get 3, 4, 5 reps in there, okay, in that 20 seconds. If you're feeling good tension, good control, and good consistency, that's where the value is. We've got 6 rounds through this thing today, okay, so you guys are gonna have plenty of opportunity to get volume in with each exercise. And then our final movement for the metabolic resistance training circuit is push-ups. Okay, 20 seconds isn't terribly long. It's maybe a set of 10 on the top end. Okay, so find an appropriate height that allows you to execute those at a high level. You got 6 rounds, so we're looking at somewhere in the 60 to 70 push-up range at the end of this. Okay, so make sure you're picking a height early. You know, rounds 1, 2, 3. That allows you to complete rounds 4, 5, and 6. At a high level of execution and quality, and with some intensity, okay? So again, just like we've always talked about with our push-ups, no matter where you're at, it's a core exercise first, abs on, glutes on, shoulder blades retract on the way down, shoulder blades protract on the way up, meaning they push forward, okay? All right, so again, you're gonna go through that one exercise after another, A, B, C, all the way to F, before coming back to the top. You'll work your way through that for 6 rounds total, okay? Once you've completed that, you have iso hold finishers to finish out your training session for the day. The first one, iso single leg calf raise. So we're gonna use something to help stabilize us. We don't want balance to be a huge factor on this. Okay, so I'm gonna use this post here. I'm standing on my left leg, and then I'm just gonna go up and do a calf raise as high as I can while squeezing my glute and while pulling my abs in on this left side here. Okay, what you do with this off leg is kind of up to you. Big focus on that foot is that we're driving through the balls of our feet, specifically the big toe, and the ball of that second toe as well. Okay, once you've completed the 60 seconds on each leg for the iso single leg calf raise, then we're into iso single leg W raises. So we're going to do this on both legs, okay, our left and our right. 45 seconds on each leg. We're going into that RDL that we know, okay, single leg RDL, but now our arms are going to be pulled back into a W, okay? At the end of 45, we're just going to go right into the next one, keeping those shoulder blades retracted, okay, high quality hinge position, okay, and belly breathing. The final movement, single leg, high plank, holding for 45 seconds per leg. We did a high plank iso hold last phase, got up to 2 minutes total. Now we're taking a step back a little bit, going down to 1:30, but we're doing half of it on one leg, half of it on the other. So again, anti-rotation here is the goal, and lifting that leg through your glute, okay? So high plank, whether it's on the ground or on an elevation, or even decline, okay, with your feet elevated. We're going to lift that foot 1 inch, okay, and make sure nothing else is impacted by our leg being off the floor. Okay, belly breathing throughout the entire hold. Once you guys have completed the iso hold finishers for the day, you are done with your training session for day 1 of your at-home training for the week.